off with Justin Herbert. I wanted to start off talking about the Thursday night game. Chargers versus Raiders. It was a very good game. Went to overtime, and the Chargers ultimately pulled it out. So I just wanted to appreciate what Justin Herbert's done this year. He's been absolutely fantastic. He's proved me wrong. He's proved a lot of people wrong. I thought the Chargers should start Tyrod Taylor going into the year. Obviously, looking back on it, it looks stupid. And I think what I've kind of learned, one of the things I've learned is why? Why should the Chargers have started Tyrod Taylor? I was all about, they should start Tyrod Taylor. But what were the Chargers going to gain out of that? They were going to gain, maybe 9-7, 10-6 in the AFC. You're not beating Patrick Mahomes. You're not going to beat Lamar Jackson. So I think the best thing for them to do was throw in Justin Herbert. And originally they did start Tyrod Taylor, but we've seen what's happened since they've put in Justin Herbert. Test the rookie guy out with a lot of talent out of the draft. He's proved so many people wrong. He's done all of those things that, we said he couldn't do. Can he not get stuck on his first read? Can he have consistent accuracy? Can he do this? Can he do this? Because we know he had the talent, but could he do it? He's done all of those things and more than that. He's been fantastic for the Chargers this year. Made some throws that almost nobody else in the NFL could make. So I just wanted to real quick say how impressed I have been with Justin Herbert. He's been fantastic. And just something I've learned from that is I think as in the NFL as a whole needs to not be afraid to chase ability, chase talent, chase the raw prospect, the raw talent in the draft, rather than, maybe shying away from that guy and taking the guy that's a little more polished. I think that's one thing that I've really taken away from this whole Justin Herbert thing. And because ability, it can't be taught. I mean, some of the little polished things, some of the little, decision-making, those little things can be taught. Development is as good as ever in the NFL. And let's just take a look at the past 4 draft classes for some reference. And I thought this was really, really interesting. 2017, we obviously the 3 main guys. Mitch Trubisky was taken first, Patrick Mahomes taken second, and Deshaun Watson taken third. Those were the 3 quarterbacks taken in that draft. And what do you know? I mean, Mahomes, the most freaky guy in the class. Everyone was like, oh, he's got the most upside, but he's a little risky. Can he do it at the NFL level? So people were a little hesitant to take him. I would say it's worked out pretty well for the Chiefs. Deshaun Watson, second best athlete in the draft. People said he was a little more pro-ready than a guy like Patrick Mahomes. And he's been fantastic. He's shown his ability. He's been a great athlete in the NFL, and that's really translated super well. And then we all know what happened. Mitch Trubisky, the guy that was taken first, the more pro-ready guy, the more safe prospect. I mean, look at him. What he's doing right now. He's holding the Chicago Bears back. They've tried to replace him with Nick Foles. They can't find anything. And then you got Patrick Mahomes signed to a $500 million contract, and Deshaun Watson signed to 4 years and a ton of money. They're both franchise quarterbacks. Mitch Trubisky is not. So the safer prospect was the one that failed. 2018, 5 first-round picks. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. Those were the 5 guys. Those were the top 5 quarterbacks in the class. And I think we can all agree here, the best 2 are undoubtedly Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You can say whoever is better. But what do we notice? The 2 guys, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, were the 2 that weren't refined enough, the 2 that weren't pro-ready quarterbacks. They would take some development, but they've developed, and now they are the 2 best quarterbacks in the class. They've developed the things that people said, oh, I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they can do that. But they've done them. 2019, Kyler Murray, and this was the freakiest guy in the class. He was taken first overall, and guess what? It worked out. He's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL right now. He's had a great season. He had some ups and downs, but Kyler is fantastic. He is one of the most talented players in the league right now, and the sky is the limit for him. The Cardinals have their franchise guy with Kyler Murray, so they were right to take him first in the draft. And then 2020, Justin Herbert, the guy deemed a little more risky, too risky. He has the bust potential, but, he's talented, right? But I'm a little scared to take Justin Herbert, is what a lot of people were saying. He's going to be a bust, but he had the high upside, and the things that people said that he couldn't do in college, he's done. So we just looked back. Mahomes, the freakiest guy in the class, the best guy in the class. The two freakiest guys in the second class, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, the arm strength, the mobility, the things that make him special. Those are the two best in the class. Third, Kyler Murray, the guy that's freakishly athletic. You've seen nobody like him ever before. He's the best in the class. And then Justin Herbert. I mean, some people say Joe Burrow, who was just remarkable, but Justin Herbert, the guy who's the freaky guy, the guy with the rocket arm, the guy who can make throws nobody else can make, the best in the class in my opinion. So I think what we're taking away from this, my point in all of this, is the guys who are deemed too risky are the ones that are winning you Super Bowls. They're the guys that are the franchise quarterbacks. And safe prospects in the NFL in this day and age don't win you Super Bowls like that. You know, I mean, obviously you get a special guy that is safe just because you know he's like so freakishly athletic, he's so accurate. But the raw prospect, the guy that has the talent, has the unique ability to sling a ball 70 yards downfield and hit throws that no one else can hit, or the guy who can outrun everyone on the field, those are the guys that are going to be successful in the NFL. The quarterback position is not the same as it was 10 years ago when you could take a Drew Brees, the safe guy, or, who's been remarkably accurate and has had a fantastic career. The quarterback position is all about being able to play out of system, making plays that aren't there, and the guys that are special, the talented guys, the raw prospects, are the guys that can do that already. As I talked about, development is as good as it's ever been in the NFL. And, as I said, you can't teach a rocket arm. You can't teach the ability to outrun everyone on the field and juke out everybody. You can teach some better decision making. Those things can be taught. You can refine the form of people. We've seen Allen go through that change. There's so much new technology, so much better coaching. And so those things can be taught, but ability cannot. So I think my point, again, in all of this is I think the NFL needs to stop shying away from the raw prospect who, another guy might be a little more pro-ready. He might be a little more accurate. He might have some of the better processing. But when you got a guy that has a rocket like nobody else that just cannot be taught, or a guy that can outrun everyone on the field, those guys, in my opinion, are guys that you just can't pass up on in today's NFL. So I just want you guys to take away two things from here, or at least what I'm taking away is, one, Justin Herbert is fantastic. I hope he will have a long career with the Chargers. He has been great. And two, teams cannot be afraid to chase ability in the draft, because those are things that cannot be taught. And those are the guys that are the future of the NFL and the guys that are winning Super Bowls today.